Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is CJP UFC Bets. Thank you so much for joining us right here. Don't forget to subscribe, share this video, like this video. Do what you have to do to spread the word about CJP UFC Bets. Tonight we have a very special guest. It's Dev the Dude. Thank you so much for joining us here tonight, man.
Hey man, I appreciate it. Really do. First time on the show. This card is stacked. I'm excited, bro.
Definitely stacked. Tonight we are breaking down UFC Orlando, Thompson versus Holland. 15 fights scheduled for this card. So it is very, very stacked. Please be patient with us as we break down these fights. But first of all, let's recap what happened last night. UFC Vegas 65, Lewis versus Spivak. Unfortunately, that main event did not happen. Lewis pulled out at the last minute, man. What do you think about that?
Well, it looked like he was on the toilet trying to cut weight. So, yeah, they said he fell ill. It happens, bro. He'll be back, I think. It sucks.
Yeah, he'll be back, but I just think he's on a little bit of a downslope, if you would say. I really thought Spivak was going to win that fight, but unfortunately, we did not see it, and hopefully, they do that fight in the future. The main event for that card was Nzechukwu versus Ian Kutulaba, which was a very fun fight, and I did have a bet on that fight, which I won. I went 8-3 on my picks, 5-6 on my bets. I only lost one bet last night, and that was with Andre Fialho. He was my dog of the card, and unfortunately, Muslim Salikov stopped him in that fight. How'd you do last night?
Yeah, that one hurt me on my bets too. Pretty much I had him anchored, and that he lost. Kind of surprising. He didn't get the kill, but my picks were great, man. 8-3. And on my locks, I went 5-1. So, really feeling good about the card. It was fireworks.
Definitely. I made out pretty well. And for those who are interested on which bets I won and lost, I will post screenshots at the end of this video. Before we break down UFC Orlando, don't forget to subscribe. Check out my dude Dev the Dude on his YouTube. You wanna shout out your YouTube channel real quick before we start, bro?
Yeah, bro. So MMA Jesus on Instagram and Twitter, and then YouTube, Dev the Dude. My co-host is Sell the Red. We do picks every week, early picks. We're gonna do picks again for this show this week. So, guys, subscribe. I'd appreciate it.
There you go, folks. Go follow my dude. All right, let's go on to the UFC Orlando going down on December 3rd. We have no more UFC fights for this month in November because of the holidays coming up. The first fight on the card is on the prelims in the women's strawweight division. We have Yazmin Uruguay versus Istela Nunes. Yazmin Uruguay, she's 9-0, 23 years old, 5'3", with a 64-inch reach. Then we have Istela Nunes. She's 6-3, 30 years old, 5'4", with a 66-inch reach. For Uruguay, she has very good striking with KO power. She throws very nice combos, likes to pressure forward, and she has nice, solid leg kicks and good takedowns. She also has a decent ground game with okay submission. For Istela Nunes, she has solid kickboxing with a good amount of power and fast on her feet. She also has a good variety of strikes, and she mixes those strikes up pretty well. She also has very fast kicks and throws them to the body and head. She has decent technical striking and pretty good volume with a decent cardio. My pick for this fight, I'm going with Yazmin Uruguay by decision. What do you got on this fight?
Same thing. It's hard to go anywhere different, really. I think Istela, she has some skills and she has some potential of being better, but I think Yazmin pretty much just has her covered everywhere. And she's 7 years younger. I think she's more experienced as well. So, yeah, I like Yazmin quite a bit.
I'm probably gonna have no bets on this fight. I do not bet women's fight very often, so no bets for me on there.
If I would have to bet, bro, it's Yazmin by decision or submission. Just sprinkle a little prop bet.
Very good, very good. All right, let's move on up to the next fight on the prelim. Featured in the men's featherweight division, we have Francis Marshall versus Marcelo Rojo. Francis Marshall, he's undefeated, 6-0, 23 years old, 5'9", with a 72-inch reach. Then we have Marcelo Rojo. He's 16-8, 34 years old, 5'8", with a 71-inch reach. For Francis Marshall, he's got very good wrestling and good takedowns. He has decent grappling with solid submission. He can definitely push the pace with good cardio. Not to mention, he does have good ground game and a solid cage control as well. For Marcelo Rojo, he's got very good movement with solid pressure and a good amount of volume. He has okay wrestling with very good defense. He also has decent takedowns and okay cardio. Not to mention, he does have a lot of heart and can come back in fights when he's in trouble. This is going to be a very close fight. I'm going with Francis Marshall by decision. What about you, bro?
We're seeing eye to eye, man. Francis Marshall, younger, fresher fighter, prospect coming up in the rankings. You could see a crazy KO for Rojo. He's a veteran, but got to go with Francis here.
I have no bets on that fight whatsoever as of now. But yes, I do think Francis Marshall will win that fight. All right, let's move on up to the next fight on the card. Featured in the men's lightweight division, we have Natan Levy versus Genaro Valdéz. Natan Levy, he's 7-1, 31 years old, 5'9", with a 72-inch reach. Then we have Genaro Valdéz, 10-1, 30 years old, 5'9", with a 72-inch reach. Both men are virtually identical. For Natan Levy, he's got very good grappling with decent takedowns. He's got very good solid ground game with okay submission. He has decent wrestling, good cardio. He also has decent pressure on the feet and can grind out his opponents for a decision. For Valdéz, he's got solid grappling with decent striking. He also has sneaky KO power and decent takedowns, and he's very relentless with those takedowns. He just keeps coming at you. He's got good wrestling with a lot of volume on the feet. Good, but he does have cardio issues. He never gives up and keeps going after he empties his gas tank. This should be a good fight, good close fight. But ultimately, I'm going with Natan Levy by decision.
I'm actually going to switch up and go submission with Levy. I think that Valdéz is such like a marauder. He goes out there and goes for the finish. So I think Levy's going to have to match that energy a little bit. And I could see a finish for Levy. But I was thinking decision first, took the shot with submission.
That's a good bet, man. I might be looking at that. I do want to bet Natan Levy. I just don't know where to put him in yet because his number is kind of big. I think he's like minus 230 last time I checked.
I think he's a good parlay piece, like
For
two
sure.
or three.
Sure, I agree. All right, let's move on up to the next prelim fight.
Fire.
In the women's flyweight division, we have Tracy Cortez versus Amanda Ribas. Tracy Cortez, she's 10-1, 28 years old, 5'5", with a 65.5-inch reach. Then we have Amanda Ribas, 11-3, 29 years old, 5'3", with a 66-inch reach. This should be a fun fight. Can't wait for it. For Tracy Cortez, she's got pretty good wrestling with okay striking. She's got solid grappling with decent takedowns. She also has good cardio and definitely can grind out her opponents to a decision. Not to mention, she's got good takedown defense with a solid chin. For Amanda Ribas, she's got good grappling with pretty solid striking. She also has good takedown defense of her own and can take girls down at will. Not to mention she has decent amount of volume on the feet with good striking defense to go along with it. This should be a close fight. I was going back and forth to be honest when I was doing tape study, but I'm going with Tracy Cortez by decision. What about you, bro?
Same pick, man. Seeing eye to eye this whole card so far. I picked Amanda Ribas in her last fight against Caitlin, and she got robbed, bro. She won that fight. But Tracy Cortez, I think she's getting better. We're seeing more improvements, whereas Amanda, she's kind of still staying the same. So I got to go with Tracy.
Yeah, I agree, bro. I agree with that analogy right there. And folks, don't forget to subscribe, like this video, share this video, tell everyone you know about CJP UFC bets. Don't sleep on us, man. Don't sleep on us. We'll make you some money for sure. All right, let's move on up to the next prelim fight for UFC Fight Night Orlando. We have in the men's featherweight division, Darren Elkins versus Jonathan Pearce. Darren Elkins, he's 27 and 10, 38 years old, 5'10" with a 71-inch reach. Then we have Jonathan Pearce. He's 13 and 4, 30 years old, 6 foot with a 71-inch reach. This should be a very fun fight. For Darren Elkins, he's got a good amount of UFC experience and has definitely fought the tougher competition without a doubt. This guy is very tough, throws very heavy shots to close the distance. He also has good wrestling, good top control. He has pretty decent grappling, and he can push the pace. Not to mention, he's a very scrappy fighter and always looks for the kill. Jonathan Pearce, he likes to pressure forward with pretty good wrestling. He has decent takedowns and pretty good BJJ skills. Not to mention, he's got solid grappling, a good amount of volume on the feet, and decent takedowns. He also has a good takedown defense, sneaky KO power, and just very tough and can grind you out. I like Jonathan Pearce in this fight, and I'm picking him to win by decision. What about you, bro?
I got a round one submission. I think this is kind of a layup matchup for him, if you will. He just put out Makwan Americani in London. His last fight was very impressive. I think Dan Elkins is on the downhill. And Jordan Pearce, man, he's a prospect coming up. So I think he's a lock, in my opinion. And I do think he'll finish either way.
I don't know, man. Darren Elkins is very tough, man. He's very scrappy. He hasn't been finished that much. Was he finished his last fight? I don't remember.
Yeah, by Cub Swanson.
Okay. We'll see, man. I do like Jonathan Pearce. I do think he wins the fight. But I'm not sure. Maybe
Darren just beat Tristan Conley in a decision 6 months ago.
Right. That's what I thought. Yeah. So that's why I think Jonathan Pearce by decision. But it might be a finish. You're right, because that dude is a problem.
Yeah, that's just what I'm leaning.
All right, let's move on up to the next fight on the card. And it's still on the prelims in the men's lightweight division. We have Michael Johnson versus Marc Diakiese. Michael Johnson, he's 20 and 18, 36 years old, 5'10" with a 73.5-inch reach. Then we have Marc Diakiese. He's 16 and 5, 29 years old, 5'10" with a 73-inch reach. Another fun fight. For Michael Johnson, he's another UFC veteran with a ton of experience who has decent striking and pretty good footwork. He's got decent amount of volume and he can push the pace. He ha- also has sneaky submissions and an okay ground game. Not to mention he has a decent gas tank and he has fought the tougher competition without a doubt. For Marc Diakiese, he's got very good kickboxing with good grappling and decent wrestling. He's got solid takedowns and he has a very nice leg kicks with decent punches to the body to wear you down. He also has solid KO power with a decent chin and good cardio as well. I'm going with Marc Diakiese by decision. What do you got on this fight?
Man, I gotta go with my dude, the menace, Michael Johnson. Man, he's gonna find a finish, man. Marc Diakiese, I'm just not okay. So this guy has been a lock in his last couple fights. Don't get me wrong, Marc Diakiese, he's good on the ground, but he didn't do anything in those fights. He just held the guy down. So with that said, I think that Michael is gonna oppose him more complications, and Marc is going to get frustrated, not be able to take him down as much that he wants. And guys, Michael was robbed his last fight against Jamie Malarkey. I think that was a clear robbery. Everyone thinks Michael won. I think Michael's going to be kind of mad about that fight and come out here for the kill.
Michael Johnson is a good fighter. It's just his age is worrying me in this fight. That's the only thing.
Yeah,
I still think he's got some left in the tank, but Marc Diakiese with the takedowns and stuff, I don't know, man.
It's very close. I might switch my pick if I after weigh-ins, but I gotta go with my heart. Gotta go with my guy, Michael Johnson. The odds are ridiculous. Michael Johnson is already a plus 200 dog. Come on.
That is crazy. That is crazy. I might have to rewatch some tape again.
Bro, watch that last fight. He beat JD.
All right, let's move on up to the next prelim fight for UFC Fight Night Orlando. Thompson versus Holland going down December 3rd. Cannot wait for that one. The next fight is in the men's lightweight division. We have Clay Guida versus Scott Holtzman. Clay Guida, he's 37 and 22. He's 40 years old, 5'7" with a 70-inch reach. For Scott Holtzman, he's 14 and 5, 39 years old, 5'9" with a 69-inch reach. For Clay Guida, another UFC veteran who has probably one of the most experienced UFC fighters on the roster with over 30 UFC fights. Can you believe that, man? 30 UFC fights. He does have.
He's got MMA. He's got over 60.
That's crazy. Crazy. He does have pretty decent takedowns with a solid takedown defense. He has a very nice pace with pretty good cardio. He also has very good wrestling with solid striking. And he also has a pretty decent footwork as well. For Holtzman, he's got pretty good boxing with decent striking. He also has good power in his hands with good hand speed. He also has decent counter striking with decent pressure and volume. He has solid cardio with a decent chin to go along with it. The only problem with Holtzman in this fight is he can be hittable at times. My pick for this fight, I'm gonna have to go with Scott Holtzman by decision. Who you got in this fight, bro?
Man, I'm not mad at that pick because he is the fresher fighter, but I think Guida is gonna play this one smart. I got Guida via decision. He's a decent underdog, plus 160 already. I think that line's crazy, but I might switch on this one. Close fight, bro.
And speaking of dogs, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to join us at the end of this video for our dog of the card and our lock of the card, along with our bets for UFC Fight Night Orlando. Don't forget to subscribe, share us, and tell everyone you know about CJP UFC bets. Let's move on up to the next fight. Still on the prelims, featured in the women's strawweight division. We have Angela Hill versus Emily Ducote. Angela Hill, she's 14 and 12, 37 years old, 5'3", with a 64.5-inch reach. For Emily Ducote, she's 12 and 6, 28 years old, 5'2", with a 63-inch reach. For Angela Hill, another UFC veteran. I feel like this whole card is full of UFC veterans, man. For Angela Hill, she does have decent striking and is fast on her feet. She has a decent amount of volume with a solid chin and nice jabs. She also has very good cardio. She's very tough and very durable. She has decent grappling with okay wrestling. She can also grind her opponent, and she's the gatekeeper of this division. For Emily Ducote, she's got pretty good counter striking with sneaky KO power. She also has good wrestling with solid takedowns, and she throws nice straight punches down the middle and picks her shots pretty well. She also is very tough, very durable, decent cardio with a decent chin. I was going back and forth on this fight, but I'm gonna have to go with my girl Angela Hill by decision. Who you got in this fight?
Same thing, CJ. Let's go, man. Point. My girl Angela Hill, I got a picture with her. I think she's just too much a veteran for Emily Ducote in this spot. I thought Emily was going to finish Jessica Penne in her last fight. I mean, I thought Emily should have finished Jessica. And she didn't. I mean, she looked good. She pitched a shutout, but I think Angela is better on the ground, better on the clinch. And Emily, this is her second fight in the UFC, fighting a hardened veteran. So got to go with the dog, Angela Hill.
And also, I just want to mention about Angela Hill. She looked very impressive in her last fight against Lupita Godinez. I lost a bet on that fight, bro. I was so mad.
Yeah, Godinez didn't do anything. Everybody thought, Godinez was the play on that one, and Hill just shut everyone up. She dominated that fight.
So I think that's gonna look the same with Emily Ducote. I think it's just gonna her piecing her up on the feet and grinding her out to a decision like she always does.
And she's the bigger fighter too. She's gonna be a bigger fighter with the reach.
Yep. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's move on up to the next fight, which is the featured prelim for UFC Fight Night Orlando. One of my favorite fighters is on this fight, and it's in the men's welterweight division. We have Niko Price versus Philip Rowe. Niko Price, he's 15 and 5, 33 years old, 6 foot with a 76-inch reach. Then we have Philip Rowe, 9 and 3, 32 years old, 6'3", with a 80.5-inch reach. For Niko Price, he's got very solid striking with good submissions. He also has sneaky KO power in his hands, very wild, and just willing to get into a firefight and get into scraps. He also has pretty decent volume on the feet and likes to pressure forward. For Philip Rowe, he's got very good striking with a very nice range, and he uses that range very well. He also has good grappling with a decent amount of volume on the feet. He does have nice movement on the feet as well with very nice jabs. Not to mention, he has decent cardio and a tough opponent to put out. I'm going to go with one of my favorite fighters, my dude, Niko Price by decision. Who you got in this fight, bro?
Man, I'm not mad at that pick. Niko Price is a veteran, but I got to go the younger, fresher fighter. Not by much. Actually, just a year younger is Philip Rowe. But, man, I think Rowe is actually going to knock him out in round one. I'm worried about Niko's chin. Yeah, I'm worried about Niko's chin. I think Rowe is coming in and he's getting better. But I could be completely wrong. Could be Niko knocking him out.
That's true, man. It's going to be a wild fight. You know that both guys like to bring the fight and look for the finish. So I'm looking
Yeah,
forward
I
to that.
don't see a decision, bro. This has got to be a finish either way. I,
Hopefully, hopefully the line is good for like the over 2.5 or something like that, or under, I should say, under 2.5.
I think it will.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going up to the main card, but before we do, make sure to subscribe, like this video, share this video, tell everyone you know about CJP UFC bets, tell everyone you know about MMA Jesus 316, Dev the Dude. We're here breaking down UFC Fight Night Orlando, and the first fight on the main card is featured in the men's middleweight division. We have Eryk Anders versus Kyle Daukaus. Eryk Anders, he's 14 and 7, 35 years old, 6'1" with a 75-inch reach. Then we have Kyle Daukaus. He's 11 and 3, 29 years old, 6'3" with a 76-inch reach. For Eryk Anders, he has pretty good wrestling with decent striking. He mixes his strike pretty well with punches and kicks. He has decent footwork with solid grappling. He doesn't have a bad ground game either and has sneaky KO power in his hands. He also has decent takedowns and okay top control. For Kyle Daukaus, he has pretty decent grappling with good striking and okay boxing. He also has a solid clinch and a very good takedown defense. He has solid BJJ skills with good submissions. He also has okay wrestling and a decent ground game with solid cardio. I love this fight. I don't know who's going to win this fight. I was going back and forth, man. But I'm going with Kyle Daukaus by decision. Who you got?
Yeah, gotta go fresher five here again, minus 200. I don't mind the line. I think that's a good parlay piece. Got Kyle Daukaus, round 1 TKO. I think this kid is getting better. I think he'll actually finish Eryk Anders.
Really?
I do. I think Anders is on a decline. Your boy, I do like him. He's a good fighter. I just think Kyle, there's levels. Kyle's on another level.
I appreciate that. I do think he wins this fight. I have no bets on that fight whatsoever, but I do think he wins that fight. It's gonna be a fun fight for sure.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on up to the next fight. Featured in the men's middleweight division, we have Derek Brunson versus Jack Hermansson. Derek Brunson, he's 38 years old. Sorry, let me do the record. 23 and 8, 38 years old, 6'1" with a 77-inch reach. Then we have Jack Hermansson. He's 23 and 7, 34 years old, 6'1" with a 77.5-inch reach. For Derek Brunson, he's got pretty decent striking with good wrestling. He has pretty solid takedowns with sneaky KO power. He has decent top pressure and an okay ground game. Also, he has good takedown defense and solid cardio with decent amount of pressure on the feet. For Jack Hermansson, he's got very good grappling and solid striking. He's got pretty decent takedowns of his own with good top control. He's got okay wrestling, good takedown defense, and pretty good volume. I'm going with the underdog. I'm going with Derek Brunson by decision. Who are you going for, bro?
Let's fucking go. Man, we're on point. I love it. Derek Brunson via submission, round 2. I think everyone is so high on Jack because of the last fight, but man, he pieced up Chris. He should have finished Chris. I didn't think he was all that great in that fight, but everybody's forgetting that, Derek was blowing Brunson. He was beating everybody that was coming up not that long ago. So I think we're going to see another resurgence for Derek, and he'll be back here.
I like Derek in this fight, man. I really do. Like you said, Jack Hermansson, he's a little bit overrated in my opinion. So I'm definitely going with Derek Brunson, and I think he gets it done for sure. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's move on up to the next fight on the card, which is promised to be a banger.
Banger.
And it's going to be in the men's heavyweight division. We have Tuivasa versus Sergei Pavlovich. Tuivasa, he's 15 and 4, 29 years old, 6'2", with a 75-inch reach. Then we have Sergei Pavlovich, 16 and 1, 30 years old, 6'3", with a 84-inch reach. For Tuivasa, he has pretty good volume with a ton of KO power. He's got some nice leg kicks with pretty decent jab with a good overhand. He is pretty fast for his size, and he has a very solid chin. Also, he does have an okay takedown defense, but offers nothing on the ground. For Pavlovich, he's got very good striking and decent boxing. He throws very big bombs with a ton of KO power of his own. He has very good volume, decent takedown defense, and not to mention a decent chin. He also has a very nice range, which he uses very well in his fight. I love this fight. This fight is not going the distance. I can guarantee you that right now. But I'm going with Tai Tuivasa by knockout. Let's fucking go. I'm going with Tai Tuivasa. I don't care what nobody says. That dude is tough, even though Sergey is tough himself. But I do see a knockout on this fight for sure. Who are you going for, bro?
Yeah, round one either way, I feel like this is round one either way. My only thing, I picked Bam Bam in his last fight, and he almost got it done against Cyril Gahn in his backyard. My thing is, though, Bam Bam is coming in not even 2 months and a week. 2 months and 2 weeks. It will be not even, that. And going into this fight, fighting a killer in Sergei Pavlovich, and I got to go with the Russian because of that, man. Bam Bam gets into a firefight, and I really like the straight punches of Sergei, man. I want Bam Bam to win, but got to go with my gut, not my heart on this one.
I think that's what I'm going with my heart, not my gut.
Yeah, I want Bam Bam to win. I want Bam Bam to fight for a title, but I think he'll be back. Not this matchup, though. We'll see, man. I could be wrong.
We'll see, man, because Tai Tuivasa is one tough mother effer, man, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, let's move on up to the next fight on the card. And it's in the men's flyweight division. We have Matus Nicolau versus Matt Schnell. Matus Nicolau, he's 18 and 2, 29 years old, 5'6", with a 66-inch reach. Then we have Matt Schnell. He's 16 and 7, 32 years old, 5'8", with a 70-inch reach. For Matus Nicolau, he's got pretty technical striking with good footwork. He also has good grappling, solid takedowns with good top control. He also has decent submissions and wrestling. Not to mention, he does have pretty good cardio with good takedowns and good takedown defense. For Matt Schnell, he's got pretty good counter striking with solid BJJ skills. He does throw good combos with decent leg kicks. He does have decent submissions with a good amount of pressure and good volume on the feet. Also, he does have solid cardio and a good striking defense. I think this fight is going to decision, and I'm going with Matus Nicolau to win the fight. Who are you going for, bro?
Yeah, I got the same pick, but I'm actually going to take him via submission. I think the younger, fresher prospect can actually get it done, but I could see decision. I might switch to decision. Matt Schnell is tough, so it might be tough to get Matt out of there.
That's going to be a good fight for sure, man. It's going to be a close fight. Don't have any bets on that fight. I don't recall, but yeah, I like what you said there for sure.
Yeah,
all right.
That is also even worth a little sprinkle because at plus 200, Matt, look what Matt did in his last fight. Huge underdog.
Yeah, man. I always count him out for some reason. I don't know why.
I do too, but last time he showed us all, so he might do it again here, man.
For sure. I'm gonna have to look close on that. I might just go fight doesn't go the distance as a safe bet.
There you
All
go.
right, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget before we do the co-main event to subscribe to our channel, CJP UFC Bets. Go check out my dude's channel over there, MMA Jesus 316. And don't forget to spread the word. CJP UFC Bets 5 out of 6 bets correct last week. 8 out of 3 picks correct for the whole card. And we're going to do another great bets for this card. And speaking of the card, we're in the co-main event of the evening. This should be another banger. And it's in the welterweight division featuring Rafael Dos Anjos versus Brian Barberena. Rafael Dos Anjos, he's 31-14, 38 years old, 5'8", with a 70-inch reach. For Brian Barberena, he's 18-8, 33 years old, 6 foot, with a 72-inch reach. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, this should be a banger and probably not going the distance. For Rafael Dos Anjos, a former UFC lightweight champion of the world with a ton of UFC experience. He does have really good grappling with pretty decent striking. He has good amount of volume and good cardio with good submission. He also has sneaky KO power and can push the pace with decent takedowns. He also has pretty good takedown defense as well. For Brian Barberena, he likes to push the pace and loves to come forward. He has a brawler fighting type style with good cardio. He also has decent wrestling and solid grappling. Not to mention, he has a decent chin himself and loves to get into scraps. I'm going with Rafael Dos Anjos, either by knockout or submission. Who you going for, bro?
Yeah, RDA here, man. Just more veteran. I think Brian is a little bit too wild sometimes. And RDA, I actually got him by decision here. I could see a submission, but I'm going to lean decision because Brian is tough. I think RDA is going to come out here with his wrestling shoes on, man.
You think so? You think he's just gonna go for takedown?
Yeah, I kind of see that more control base, maybe Muay Thai clinches on the cage, but yeah, just controlling Brian and not letting him, get on his feet and punch.
Yeah, I am going with RDA. He is the more experienced fighter and more technical fighter. So let me get RDA all the way.
Let's go.
All right, let's move on up to the main event of the evening for UFC Fight Night Orlando. Thompson versus Holland. This should be a great fight. In the welterweight division, we have Stephen Thompson versus Kevin Holland. Stephen Thompson, he's 16-6, 39 years old, 6 foot with a 75-inch reach. Then we have Kevin Holland. He's 23-8, 30 years old, 6'3" with a 81-inch reach, which I love in this fight. Stephen Thompson, he's got that very nice karate style striking that we all know him for. He's got good footwork and he also has good takedown defense with a decent amount of volume. He's got good cardio and nice kicks to the head and body. He also has nice leg kicks as well. He's got a nice a solid gas tank, and he can definitely last all 5 rounds. For Kevin Holland, he's got very good striking with good jabs and KO power. He also has good striking accuracy with solid grappling. He does have good jiu-jitsu skills with sneaky submissions. He also has good volume and throws good combinations. Not to mention, he's got good cardio and very tough. Never gives up in his fight. I'm going to have to go on my dude, Kevin Holland, by decision or maybe even a knockout. Who you going for, bro?
Let's go, man. Lock up this whole damn card because we're seeing eye to eye, man. Kevin Holland, the trailblazer. I think he will actually find a finish round 3. I think Thompson's chin's a little bit questionable now. And younger, fresher fighter here, man. I think it's 9 years younger. Kevin Holland all day.
Definitely Kevin Holland all day. I love him, and he's such a fun fighter. And I think after he beats Thompson, he's gonna definitely see somebody in the top 5 in his next fight.
Without a doubt.
Well, all right, ladies and gentlemen, that was the whole card for UFC Fight Night Orlando, Holland versus Thompson. That's going down on December 3rd from ESPN Plus. It's a late card, if I recall. The prelims start at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, main card at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. So I might have a little trouble staying up. And don't forget, at the end of the video, we're going to do our dog of the card and our lock of the card. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, CJP UFC Bets. Don't forget to like our video, spread the word, subscribe. We're trying to grow our channel, and we're trying to give away a $250 gift card giveaway. So check out our last video for that. Any last words before we do our dog and lock of the card, my bro?
Man, appreciate you letting me come and enjoy these fights, dude. Can't wait 2 weeks. Man, it's going to be fireworks.
Yes. Speaking of that, we will be back for the next breakdown and prediction video for UFC 282, and that is going to drop on Sunday, December 4th. So we will be taking some time off because of the holidays. So thanks so much for joining us, and stay tuned for our dog of the card and our lock of the card coming up right now. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is CJP UFC Bets with MMA Jesus 316. Thank you so much for joining us. Don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and share this video. Here to reveal our dog of the card for UFC Fight Night Orlando, Holland versus Thompson. My dog of the card is Derek Brunson, and I got him at plus 144. I do have a bet on this fight that I will reveal at the end of this video. And who's your dog of the card, bro?
Well, since you took my first dog of the card, I'm going to give you Angela Hill plus 105, baby. Come on.
I like that dog of the card, man. Angela Hill for MMA Jesus, and myself, I got Derek Brunson. Make sure you put him in your plays. And next up is our lock of the card coming up right now. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is CJP UFC Bets. Make sure to like this video, share this video, and subscribe. Here to reveal our lock of the card and our bets for UFC Fight Night, Holland versus Thompson. My lock of the card is Rafael dos Anjos, and I forgot his number. I did not write it down. I'm sorry. But that is my lock of the card. It's Rafael dos Anjos. Who you got for a lock?
CJ, his line's pretty wide. It's 340 on Tapology.
Minus 340. There you go. Juice it up. Juice it up. Let's go.
Parlay piece right there. Lock play. There it is. I'm gonna go a little risky. I'm gonna go Sergei Pavlovich minus 165.
Okay, all right. I like that. All right, so here's my bets that I placed so far for UFC Fight Night Orlando. I got Niko Price with Tuivasa in a parlay. Those odds are plus 365. I placed $12 for a possible winnings of $55.80. Then in my next parlay, I got Kevin Holland with Rafael dos Anjos at plus 140. I placed $7 for a possible winnings of $16.80. And then my final bet so far for this, I'm probably going to have more bets, but these are my bets so far. It's Derek Brunson, my dog of the card at plus 144. I placed $8 for a possible winnings of $19.52. Do you have any bets?
Nah, man, I don't have any bets yet. I need a cash today, but if you guys are watching this, man, we're doing picks again on my page. So I'll be having some bets for y'all then.
And go ahead and shout out that page, bro.
Yeah, man, my name is Dev the Dude on YouTube and MMA Jesus 316 on Instagram and Twitter. I appreciate the follows, guys, and the support.
There you go. Go follow my bro, MMA Jesus 316, Dev the Dude on YouTube. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel, CJP UFC Bets. We hope you have a great Thanksgiving. Enjoy your families, enjoy your friends, stay safe, and enjoy the fight right here on CJP UFC Bets. Have a great night.